my yarny friends, I'm Sara Sach. Welcome back to my crochet channel. Today is our this and that video, and what I want to do today is just answer some questions that I've been getting a lot in the last week because we're doing some rebranding. I've been getting questions about what is rebranding? Do you have to rebrand? And what does it all entail? And what should we expect? And we're so confused. So I want to stop the confusion and just explain to you exactly what we're doing and actually how great it is because I'm super excited about it. It's a new chapter. It's a fresh new start, even though we're not starting anything. Alrighty. So what is rebranding? Really, just to bottom line it, rebranding is basically a lot of times happens when one company buys another company and they mesh their names together and they decide which name to use. Or if someone just wants, there's big change and someone just wants a fresh start, or they're not doing that particular thing anymore. And so they're changing it to what they are doing. And that's kind of what we're doing here. If those of you who have been following me for a really long time, you'll remember that when I first got on the internet and started my business online, I was called Posh Pooch Designs. And at the beginning, I was designing and making dog sweaters, dog hats, dog blankets, dog clothes, booties, everything you could think of, snoods and hoods for dogs. And I did not have patterns yet. I was just designing them in my head and selling the items. Then everyone was asking, we want the patterns. And so I took some courses. I learned how to write a pattern. And it's come a long way since then, but all of my dog sweater hat patterns and all those things are still out there. You can find them on Ravelry.com. Okay. But as I grew and changed, my daughter talked me into starting a YouTube channel. And I started the YouTube channel 9 years ago in March, I believe. Oh, this is March. It's been almost 9 years then. It was towards the end of March. Because the kids came up and my grandkids came up to Colorado and visited on spring break. And of course, my daughter came up with them. And so that was when we were talking about this and she encouraged me to do it. And those of you who've been following me on YouTube all that time, when you go back and look at all those first videos that I did, I'm almost embarrassed, and yet I laugh at myself because it was still so much fun. It really, really was. Just being silly online, and I wasn't doing video tutorials. I was just talking about my crochet items and my patterns and answering some questions. And then people were like, you need to put your YouTube's tutorials out there because we want those. I'm like, okay, I will do it, And so we went from there. And it really has been a fun ride. And I've kept the Posh Pooch designs and everything. But when I started my YouTube channel, I just called it Sara Sach because I didn't know what the future was going to hold. And I was doing a lot more than just dog items also. And although I do still love doing dog items, and I will pop some in there from time to time. But then I thought, it'd make it easier for people to find my YouTube channel if I call it Sara Sach Crochet Designs. And that's been about 6, maybe 7 years that I've been called Sara Sach Crochet Designs. And so this next year was coming, 2026. And all of my sites, from Facebook to Ravelry to Instagram to Twitter, Pinterest, all of these sites, Etsy and others, I was Posh Pooch Designs. And I told my husband, I said, I don't really do much with Posh Pooch Designs anymore. It's a big, a conglomeration of a lot of things. And I think that might begin to be confusing for people. And so we did a lot of talking and exploring. And we decided to close what we call the web page. And that's not the blog. Please don't confuse the web page with the blog, okay? The web page was just like a landing place that had everything on it. It was costing me $450 a year. We weren't using it, so I'm let it go. And then we decided to let the Etsy shop go. I'm not selling items anymore, and I'm just selling patterns. And they're very Etsy is not very easy when it comes to downloading patterns. And so, and most of my pattern sales have come through Ravelry. That's where all my free patterns are. And I love using Ravelry. It's easy. They're great at getting back to you, great communication. And I have had no problems and I've been on Ravelry, I think, oh my goodness, almost from its very beginning. I mean, long time. I want to say 10 years, maybe. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at it. It might be longer. But anyway, it says, if you go to my Ravelry page, and I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. The date's on there from when I started, so you could look at it then. This is what we're doing. My husband designed this new beautiful logo. Isn't that gorgeous? He designed this for me, Sara Sach Crochet, and we decided not to put the designs on there because we wanted to keep everything simple. Okay, and so my new email address is sarasachcrochet@gmail.com. And I'll put all this information underneath this video as well. Okay, and so then what we decided to do was to contact, First we changed the logo to this, and then we decided we needed a new banner. So I picked out some really bright yarn, and we laid it out with some colorful crochet hooks to kind of go with what these are. Isn't that cute though? That's yarn heart. Anyway, anyhow, we began to go simultaneously through all of my sites. We had to make sure that my PayPal had the right name now. We had to make sure that my, every single site from Facebook to Twitter to Ravelry to my blog and to everything. Now, almost everything we've been able to accomplish. There's still a few things we're waiting on, but I wanted to show you what we were doing. Okay. So again, here's the new banner right up here. I'm just going to show it to you right up here. Okay, that's the new banner that we created. And of course, I showed you this. This is our new logo. And all of my sites now are going to have a similar banner and that logo. Okay, the only place we changed the banner a little bit is in our group, because we're going to keep the Facebook Coffee and Crochet with Sara group, because Tuesday is still going to be Coffee and Crochet with Sara. All right. Okay, now what we're going to do right now is I'm going to go to the other screen, take you to the blog and a couple other places so that you can see the logo. You can see the picture of me that I posted, as well as the banner, so that when you're going to these sites, you know that it is actually me. We made the changes, my husband and I. Believe me, I couldn't do this without him. I really couldn't. He is so smart. He's great with music, and he's super smart with computers. I married up. All right, so here is my Sara Sach Crochet Designs YouTube channel. And I wanted to bring you here so that you could see I've not changed the name at all. Sara Sach Crochet Designs. I have been that for quite a long time now, probably 5 or 6 years. But what we did change is our topper with the logo that my husband designed. And one thing you're going to see on all of my sites now is this new beautiful topper and this picture of me. Now, what we wanted to do was have everything be normal and the same on everything. Let me pause that. You need to see me dancing there. But anyway, a way for you to know that if you see this topper, if you see this picture of me, you'll know you're on the Sara Sach Crochet place, depending on where we're at. Another thing I want to show you, I'm going to bring this down and bring this up, and we're going to go to my very last video. Okay, so I'm going to click this, and then I'm going to pause it real quick because we're not worried about the video. What we want to see here is I'm going to move this down, and right here it says more. And one of the things I always say is you can find that link to the written pattern underneath the video. And so what you'll see right here, crochet pattern link, that's going to take you to my blog. And we're going to click this link because I want you to see how the blog looks now. And remember, on the blog is a written pattern with lots of pictures. This is the new way that the blog looks. Okay. Now you can see we have the similar topper. It's a little fatter. We had to make it fit better. Okay. And I'm going to scroll down. Here's my picture. You know you're on my blog. And of course, here is the information and of course the written pattern. Okay. And that's very important to know because a lot of people don't know where to find that. Okay. So let's close this and go back to the blog. And we're still in this section here where all the information is. And I'm going to go ahead and come down farther to, let's see, I'm trying to read here. Back up. Right up here, you'll see where it says new email address. I have a new email address, sarasachcrochet@gmail.com. That is where if you have a question, if you want to send a picture for me to see or help you with the pattern, or you just want to email me and say hello, that's where you find me at. And then down here in this section, you'll see that these are all the places where you'll find me. All right. This is just a sharing and privacy policy. If you're interested in that, you can click that. It doesn't matter. But you'll see here is my Ravelry. And you'll notice now, let me log in real quick. There we go. You'll notice now that I have my picture in there that you recognize. And it's also called Sara Sach Crochet now. Okay. And so that's what you're going to see throughout all the different things, even on our Facebook here. There we go. Now you'll notice it still says Posh Pooch Designs here. That's because we are working with Facebook to change our page on Facebook to Sara Sach Crochet. But you'll notice up here they have already changed the URL or whatever you call that, the link. Okay, and if you click this link, it will take you here. We are changing this. It just takes some time. But I wanted to show you that you can see the topper and you can see my same picture. And that's what I'm trying to do here is just show you. And you'll find that on all these places except for Instagram. There is no way to change my name there. We're working on it, but we haven't figured that one out just yet. And I have been talking, of course, with Facebook back and forth. Also, Twitter has the new logo. Let's see if it'll come up. Here's my profile. Here's the new logo. Here's the new picture. All right. So those are things that will help you understand what we're doing. All right. All right. Let's click back to the other part of the video. All right. So basically, my rebranding is changing to Sara Sach Crochet. And you'll see that on all my sites pretty soon, like Facebook. We're still waiting on them to finish and change that. But, you know, so a lot of these things take time because new links have to be made and things like that. So I'm asking you to please be patient. And remember, I didn't move any of the sites. They're all still there. My blog's still there. My YouTube's still there. My Facebook's still there. And you'll know you're in the right spot because you'll see those banners and those pictures and my logo. Okay? So don't panic. Nobody took my stuff. And I know that's the natural inclination when something changes. Change is hard. And I have a hard time with change as well. And so I keep having these brain freezes because I've got so much on my mind with so much of this stuff that we're having to take care of. Tons and tons of different things that you wouldn't even think of. And so the last thing I just want to say is thank you. I can't do this without all of you. I can't. And I just appreciate so much you all coming along for the ride. And like I say all the time, buckle up, Buttercup, because it's going to be a fun ride. Well, it might be a little bit of a bumpy ride the next couple of weeks as we filter our way through all of the stuff. and you guys will learn along with us, where everything is. And please don't panic. Please don't worry. Just jump right in and follow us along, because I love to have a good time. I love to have fun, and I love all of you. I really, really do. I am so thankful for all of you that have been following me all these years. Those of you who clicked on at the very beginning and laughed at my silly videos. And if you haven't watched them, go ahead and go all the way to the back and watch those crazy videos that I did. I used to have this thing where I wore a hat every video. It was just hilarious and fun. And so I just really want to say thank you. And I'm excited about our new crochet journey together. All right. Buckle up, Buttercup. It's going to be a bumpy ride, but we are going to get through it. See you next time.